Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Wayne. I'm going to be kind of giving you a heads up of what we're going to be looking at doing this week. So, this week's actually going to be pretty straightforward. Nothing too new, nothing too extreme. Kind of a nice, easy week for you guys to catch up, to kind of take a breath, and kind of get our bearings as we progress forward through minerals and start to get through with rocks. So, the first thing we're going to look at here is we are going to look at what we have to do in Schoology and in OneNote. So the nice thing with this week is our graph analysis, which is located in OneNote under week 3, is going to be pretty straightforward. We're looking at the composition of granite and how the 4 different minerals that make it up all fit on this chart here. So similar to the previous weeks, you guys will be looking at the graph. You'll look at the composition of granite, the percentage of mass, minerals, and overall what are their percentages in the composition of granite. And then down below, you have 3 simple questions to answer. The first one is just talking about how many minerals make up granite, which by looking at the graph, you should indicate that it's a number between 3 and 5. If you look at number 2, talking about those 4 minerals, what is the percentage of each mineral that makes up your sample? You'll be looking at the left side here of your graph, looking at the numbers of either 10, 20, 30, or 40, and just writing down what the percentages of each item is. And then finally, for number 3, you're going to be creating your own pie chart. So by using that click and drag tool, your kind of art stencil, you'll be clicking whatever design you want to use and simply filling in a pie chart based off of that 10%, 20%, 30%, and 40% on this pie chart. So it's going to look like a very nice, pretty pie chart. Just make sure that once you're done, to include labels indicating what each slice represents. So your 10% slice should be biotite, your 40% slice should be quartz. So a nice way of just kind of representing what that is. Otherwise, looking at the other items on your OneNote for this week, the kind of the big thing or the new thing here is looking at your note section. And you'll notice that there's 3 different tabs over here for your note section. Each one of these is going to be an interactive component for you guys to work on and complete this week based off of the PowerPoint that you will find in Schoology. So if I jump screens here over to my Schoology page, click on whatever folder you guys follow under. You'll be clicking in folder 3 for our 3rd week. And you'll notice that there are 3 items in your Schoology folder. The first item is going to be a wonderful mineral vocab Quizlet to help you guys study, review for the minerals and mineral vocab. And then you'll see that there's 2 different PowerPoints that are going to fall under here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the first PowerPoint. I'm going to download this file and open it up. And here's the PowerPoint that we're going to see in our Schoology page. So the PowerPoint, we're going to start progressing into rocks. So this week we're going to be finishing up the pre-lab. We're going to be finishing up our formal mineral ID lab, which is going to be assessment as a reminder. And then we're going to progress into identifying rocks, the rock cycle, what makes up an igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary rock, and moving forward with that. In your PowerPoint, you'll notice that one of the first things that you should do is there is a YouTube link that you guys should go to and watch to get a better idea of the rock cycle and how it all works. And then you'll notice, and I'm going to try to split screens here to kind of help you guys understand what we're going to be working on here, is your PowerPoint in your notes that you're going to be working on here today actually coincide with each other. So you'll notice that on our PowerPoint, we have cementation, We have the definition of to glue pieces of rock together. And then we have this awesome drawing where we have individual segments or sediment pieces that then get squished together in an overall picture. And so if we jump over here to our OneNote, we'll see that same image is over here as well. So what we're going to be doing with our notes here is as the PowerPoint goes through these different slides, you will be working in your OneNote, filling in the definition, and then using your drawing tool to create a picture that helps you best understand or remember what's going on. Now you'll notice that in the PowerPoint that there is little audio recordings down here below. If you hover your mouse over them and click play, you'll notice that there is pre-recordings embedded into these PowerPoint slides. So I would definitely use these. It'll give you a better idea about these notes. And then as you go through the PowerPoint, these notes will coincide with your OneNote notes. So for example, on this slide, we have recrystallization and weathering. If we look over at OneNote, we have recrystallization and weathering. So these two are going to work together side by side. Now, once you're done with the first segment of notes, you'll notice that there are two more note sections, one on classifying rocks, one on igneous rocks. So if we go back to our OneNote or our Schoology page once again, we'll see that in that folder, there is another PowerPoint called igneous rocks. So very similar to what we just did, we're going to do that same process onto our next segment, which should be pretty straightforward. So once you're done with those notes, the first PowerPoint should be with the rock cycle. The second PowerPoint will be with the second and third note sections. After you're done with the note sections, you'll notice that there is a processing activity. Once again, read your instructions. It's very straightforward, no tricks to it. Essentially, you guys are going to be reading about igneous rocks in our next section. It does a wonderful job breaking it down, talking about how do we classify these, what are the different types, how does texture play a role in it, what does mineral composition look like, and then how do we use igneous rocks. So how in the world, how in our community, how do we use these things from day to day in our everyday use. Now, after you get done reading this article, or this section, which is nice, it's 4 pages, you'll notice that there are 9 questions that you'll need to answer. And they are right inside, embedded in the reading. So question 1 is right at the beginning. And all you'll need to do is click on a spot below that question, and you can type your answer, just like that. So you can read the questions first and then the article and answer, or you can answer those questions as you read through the article. So that's going to be our processing activity for the week, is just read the article and answer the 9 questions that coincide with it. And then finally, once again, we have a checklist that is designed for you guys to help you stay on track, in order, keeping things in the correct process to make sure that we're not falling behind. At this point, you should be able to, in regards of items that we are going to be doing at school, you should be able to click off this first box already, since we finished up the pre-lab here today for the folks that were part of our Packer group. Otherwise, Packer group, we're going to be doing the second one tomorrow on Friday, and Austin will be doing this Monday and Tuesday. But for our segments that we're doing at home, if you are watching this video, congratulations. You can go ahead and click box number 1 because, well, you're doing a great job and you're following along and you're looking at the overview video for this week. The second one is that graph analysis. So once you're done answering those 3 questions, you can go ahead and click on that box. The next two coincide with the PowerPoints I mentioned earlier under Schoology, and they go with the notes. So once you're done completing your notes, you may click on those, and it might be helpful to potentially use those notes later on for classroom activities, or maybe even using them on an assessment. So it might be a good idea to make sure we get those done. Otherwise, the last one is we got our processing activity, which was reading that article with the 9 questions, and then just taking a look at that study guide and doing a little bit of mineral studying and getting used to those terminologies. Other than that, that's pretty much what we're looking at for this week for week 3 of school. Hopefully this video has been helpful. It's given you kind of an idea of what to expect, what we're doing. And of course, make sure you're always looking back at week 1, week 2, to make sure those are done. And if you have any questions, make sure you sign in on Wednesday for office hours with any of the 8th grade teachers, or shoot us an email, and we'll help you out as best as we can. Otherwise, have a great day. Best of luck. Let us know if you have any questions. See you guys soon.